Hey folks, welcome to the University Barbecue. Welcome to my backyard. It's pretty early, so you may hear my neighbors mowing the lawn, drilling, hammering. So I apologize about the sound. I would never get to do this if I tried to wait on them to finish. It's just kind of part of what goes on around here on a Saturday morning. Lots of spring cleaning into March. And so people are getting ready for spring and getting ready for the summer. And I want to do some of the same. Today, I want to cook some beef fajitas. And so to do that, I want to create a marinade for my fajitas. This is a really general purpose marinade that I use for a lot of different stuff. And so I have several ingredients. I have some chili powder here, of course, black pepper. I have some Italian seasoning. You can just use oregano. I like to use Italian seasoning just to give it a more robust flavor. And then I have here some Dale's marinade. It's about a cup of that, and then about a quarter cup of white vinegar. I have a couple cans of the chipotles and adobo, some garlic, and then I have some onion here, and I'm going to put a little bit of bourbon in it, and so I have some Buffalo Trace to add just a little bit more character and help tenderize the meat a bit. And so we're going to go ahead and get all this ready, and then we're going to put it in a food processor, blend that up, and I'll put it on my fajita, let that sit for about 4 or 5 hours, and then we'll get that on the grill. So I don't really know if my mic is picking up all the noise that was going on in the background, but to save you the potential headache of hearing all the things that were going on in the background, I went ahead and chopped up my onions, just a coarse chop, and then got everything into the food processor. The next step is to add in a little bit of this bourbon. So like I said, I have some Buffalo Trace here. So I'm going to open this up. And these are little ramekin tumblers that you see at restaurants. I got those from Amazon. I like to use them for measuring, but I also like to use them for dipping with my kids. Makes it really easy for them not to make a mess. And we can kind of control how much sauce they're using because they'll use like a gallon of sauce if you don't wash them. So I'm going to do about half of one of these, which is going to be about an ounce. All right. Uh-oh. Put that on. So I'm going to drop that in there. I'm going to drop that in here. And we're going to get this on. So it's just going to be a coarse chop. It's not going to be a super fine chop. You want a few lumps, so not too coarse, but a few lumps are okay. Let's see. A little more. All right, so that's about where we want this to be. And you can see there's still quite a few lumps there. So this is where we need to be. So I'm going to add this to my beef fajita. Going to get it set up inside of a Ziploc bag or a nice bowl. Make sure it's nice and tight and well covered. And let this sit for about 4 or 5 hours, and then we're going to get that on the grill. I've got a really hot fire going now, and then I have my steaks over to the left. So that fajita steak's ready to go onto that fire. We're going to flip that every 20 or 30 seconds, making sure that we don't get too much char. We want a nice amount of char, but not too much. We don't want to burn it. So I'm going to go ahead and start moving that around. I may do them one by one just because of the heat from the fire, but we'll see. We'll get a lot of smoke indirectly, which will be nice and have a lot of nice flavor as well. Right, so I'm going to start flipping these. Beautiful. I was able to bring that other one in a little thinner, so it doesn't need as much time, so I can hold it to the side for a little while. Just gonna keep flipping them until they're done. I like to take them to about medium, about 145 degrees internal temp. Do not ball it. You cook them well if that's what you like to do. That's not what I like to do, but you do what you like to do. But we're gonna keep going with this. So we're getting into the best part of the cook aside from eating it. The beef is starting to break down in terms of the fat. It's starting to caramelize and liquefy. It's dripping on the fire. You're getting those beef notes. Fire's revving up. So this is really where things start picking up. You start to see more of that char, and you really want to keep flipping here, especially on your thinner pieces. If you're at that hottest part of your fire, you want to move that thinner piece away, put your thicker piece there, but you can see we're starting to get a really nice char there. Keep flipping. Keep flipping. All right, moment of truth. So I allowed these to rest for a few minutes. They hit about 145 degrees internal temp. And so let's cut into them. I'm going to cut across just to make it a smaller piece, and then we'll go against the grain here. Okay, so you can see a nice medium there. Slicing really nicely. Right, and we look at that. That is beautiful. I mean, that is just beautiful there. So pull that apart. Super tender. That tastes great. I mean, these just turned out really nice. I mean, these things, beautiful color, nice char, great flavor. Really happy with this. All right, good people. So we got some great fajita steak here. We're gonna really enjoy these. I'm gonna make some tortillas, and then we're gonna make some tacos, burritos with these. We'll throw these things on some nachos. We'll just eat them with some rice, meal prep. There's so many possibilities with some good fajita steak. So we're really excited about how these turned out. I know my family's waiting on me to finish up this video so they can start eating. Phenomenal steak here. I'm gonna really enjoy this one. Couldn't resist that piece, but it's so good. And so the recipe in terms of the ingredients and everything I use for the marinade, that's all in the description. I encourage you to try this out. You can play around with that, get it to where you want it to be. There's always barbecue or mildew. Get outside, cook something, share food with the people that you love the most. Take care.